Right guys, Mark Crossfield here. We're talking hybrids today. So I'm going to do a top 3 stroke 4 of my favourite hybrids tested through 2013 and going into 2014. So let's give you top 3 stroke 4 hybrids that you guys should think about trying to get your handicaps down. Let's get stuck in. So top 3 hybrids. This is stroke 4 hybrids. You'll see what I mean at the end of the video. I'm going to show you some of the hybrids I've tested through the year that I've kind of been really impressed with and show you the reasons why, and give you a bit of an idea of what hybrid you might need in your golf bag to help you play some better golf. So let's look at number 3 stroke. It is 3, but there'll be a +1. Let's look at number 3. So my number 3 hybrid of the top 3 stroke 4, you'll see what I mean, is the Nike Covert Tour. So this is the black-faced, red-top Nike Covert. It's got the hollowed-out back for that peripheral weighting, that kind of cavity-backed branding that they did. So what difference that makes in the hybrid, their boffins would have to tell us. For me, it makes very little. Bit of maybe marketing around that. But what I like about this club is I love the red to the black. I'm a Covert driver using in the Tour version, so this does sit very well with me, the colorway. I like the changeable neck, 17 up to 21 on the loft on this, so I've got every loft in this club, which I like. If I needed to move it around for whatever reason, I do quite like that movability without having to have lots of different hybrids. Obviously you can't change that in a round, but just subject to conditions and courses that I'm playing. Putting it down by the ball sits relatively neutral. This is the Tour version, so it's got that smaller head design. This is one for the better player who wants to launch their hybrid not too high. Let's just give it a hit. So it's a very true flight. I get good numbers on this club, I get good distances and what have you. We're not going to compare distances with these clubs because you can buy the loft that sits. It's not about the distance for this club, is it? It's about getting the loft that suits your set. So do you need to swap the 4-iron out, the 3-iron out? Do you want it to work as a 2-iron? So it's not about distance, it's about finding the right one for your distance without getting custom fit. This is more about the ones I've liked the look of, feel of, and the flights that they deliver to me. So one more hit here with Covert. So here it's the red to black, which I like. I like the changeable lofts on the neck. I think that's good in the hybrid to give you every loft option, and I really like the flight it gives me. Not too high, quite forward flighted, and not too spinny. Definitely one for a player who doesn't want the hybrid to go too high. So arguably the better player in theory. So that's the Nike Covert Tour, definitely my number 3 stroke 4 hybrid of 2013 going into 2014. Let's look at number 2 stroke 3. So number 2 hybrid stroke 3 is the TaylorMade Rescue. So this one, if you go on their website, is now called, it's now called the TaylorMade Rescue 11. It's just TaylorMade Rescue. It kind of says on it, I think. But look, this is quite an interesting club, this one. I've always liked this as a rescue. It's got changeable necks, so you can make it higher and lower in the loft, move the loft around a little bit. You've got the white top to the black finish, which does really look good. I've said that in all the TaylorMade videos. Really nice contrast. Sits really nice and square. Slightly bigger head than the Tour Nike that I've just hit. Definitely if I hit it here, easier to launch. Certainly doesn't go too high, but it's definitely a bit more friendly in getting up, where the Tour version of the Covert might be aimed at some slightly better strikers. This one could really cross the board. And the other thing I like about this club, it looks good, performs well, very simple in its design. It's got a bit of jazz, obviously, with the white to the black. But I like the fact they've kept it in since, I think they've kept it in since 2011, which is quite, it's called Rescue 11 possibly. And that's very rare for TaylorMade, isn't it? It shows you they have some kind of heart somewhere possibly. So they know this club works. It's obviously quite popular with people, so why change it? It's still in the range. And I think it should be, because it's one of the best hybrids I think they've produced. I do love the TaylorMade Rescue 11. This is one that could very easily go in my bag. Again, loft-wise, you would just pick the one that fits your game, fit into your bag for distance, subject to what iron you stop at. But the TaylorMade with the white to the black looks great. I like the changeability in it again. But I like the squareness of the look, and I like the easiness of launch on this one. So definitely one. I mean, I've seen this in a few Tour players' bags, and I think you could quite easily sit this in a high handicapper's bag as well. So that's a TaylorMade rescue 11. Number 2, stroke 3. So rescues, my number 1 surprise for me and maybe for you, number 1 stroke 2, is the Cleveland Classic Hybrid. Now what I like about this club, there's no changeability. And for some golfers, they quite like the fact, I like changeability to a certain extent, certainly on lofts, but they like just to keep it simple, buy the loft that suits their set, like I said on the other ones, and just play with it, not tinker around with it. What I like with this one, it's very classic in its design, Cleveland Classic. It's silver face to the black top. I like that contrast. Sits very square, nice little round back on it. It's got the 2 rails on the bottom. What that actually physically does when you hit shots, you would imagine it keeps it more stable through the turf, but if it does or not, they would have to prove that to me. I've not seen any effect with that. But what I like with this club, I like the neutral sitting, the launch off the face. It's quite a loud crack. And it's not hard to get up in the air, but it certainly doesn't go too high and spin up. It gets quite a nice flight on it. And it's another rescue that when I've tested with pupils who are looking at rescues, or they want to ask a question if their rescue is right kind of thing in lessons, I get them to hit this one and the results are good. They have no problem performing with this club and often get better numbers than their clubs themselves. So the Cleveland Classic Hybrid, certainly at the start, I mean, that's a great shot. It's such a nice flight on that. It does feel quite long. It does feel like it comes off the face quite powerful. Again, you would just fit the loft to, so this is an 18 I'm hitting on this video here. You'd fit the loft to suit into your game for distance. And I do feel with this one, I could move it, I could keep it lower, keep it higher, I could just maneuver it around a bit. Good players through the handicap golfers could definitely use this club. So this is my number 1 surprise, for me even hybrid of 2013-2014. Number 1 stroke 2. Boom, de la boom, I like that one, feels really good. Let's show you what is really number 1 stroke 1. Right, so anyone who watches my videos from the playing vlogs to my old in the bag will know Ping G20 is my number 1 stroke 1. So the reason I'm giving this the strokes in each one of those is that the Ping G20 is my preferred hybrid. I love the offset. I love the quirkiness and the ugliness of it, but I like the fact that I can actually maneuver this club from high to low. I hit it out rough, hit it from the tee. I can do so much with this club. I can get it up in the air, I can keep it low, I can do so much with it. It feels more like an iron than it does a rescue when you put that offset on it for me. This is still in my bag and I can't see it really coming out. The Ping G20 is just such an older model now. I wanted just to show you some of the newer ones, even though the TaylorMade one isn't. Some of the other ones I've tested recently, which might appeal to you. But for me, my 1 stroke 1 is still the Ping G20. If you can get your hands on one and want to try one, definitely worth a hit. It's a surprise and lots of people will find it quite ugly. But when it comes to performance, which at the end of the day is everything, this one is hard to beat. There you go, guys. There are my top 3 stroke 4 hybrids. Let me know what you think, guys. Post comments down below. Is your one in there? Is one you're going to test in there? Have you got a favourite one that you've used this year which you really love? Let me know. Post comments down below and we'll speak to you all soon. So if you like what's going on here, don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel. Also thumbs up the video, post comments. Love to hear what you guys got to say. Let's keep it social. The more we talk, the more we share, the easier this game will get for everybody. So if you want to find me on Facebook here, you can find me on Facebook. If you want to tweet me, find me on Twitter here as well. Just follow the links, all in the description. Come and join the show. Get active, get involved, get playing some better golf. Thanks for watching.